Before history, before memory, humans faced a mystery: what to do with their dead. No other creature had asked this question before. And from that question came the first rituals of humanity. The caves of Shanidar hold one of the oldest answers. Here, 50,000 years ago, Neanderthals buried their dead. Not abandoned to decay, but laid carefully in the earth. With flowers, pollen, and solemn care. Was this grief? Was it ritual? Or something deeper still? Far from Shanidar, another story unfolds in Qafzeh Cave, Israel. Here, Homo sapiens laid their dead beneath layers of crimson ochre. The dead, adorned with shells and beads, gifts that served no earthly purpose. Neanderthals with flowers, humans with ochre and ornaments. Two peoples, one ritual. Was this instinct or the earliest sign of belief? Across continents, across ages, the act was the same. Bodies carefully placed, graves dug with intention, death given meaning. Perhaps grief itself is the oldest language we share. Other creatures grieve. Elephants linger at the bones of their dead. Wolves return to the places where their packmates fell. Ravens gather, watching, calling to one another. But humans took a different step. They dug into the earth itself. They placed their dead with intention, not abandonment. Not left to scavengers, not scattered to the wind, but sealed within the earth. The line between instinct and ritual was crossed here. Perhaps it was not survival at all, but the first spark of belief. Across graves, a strange pattern emerges: red ochre staining the bones of the dead. It was not for survival. It was a symbol. Beads, shells, ornaments, tokens with no practical use. Tools, too, were left behind, as if to travel with the soul. These objects spoke. They carried meaning beyond flesh and bone. The act itself became ritual. Burial and art, two halves of the same human impulse. Symbols whispered of a world beyond death, the first flicker of belief in an afterlife. In Shanidar Cave, a discovery sparked wonder and debate. Tiny grains of pollen, trapped in the soil of the grave. Did Neanderthals bring blossoms to honor their dead? A funeral rite, delicate and human. Or was it coincidence? Could burrowing animals have carried the flowers in? Some argue the blossoms were not placed by hands, but by nature itself. Science cannot yet decide ritual or accident, but the possibility alone is profound. It suggests that Neanderthals felt what we feel: grief, reverence, memory. A gesture that may bridge 50,000 years of human emotion. The flower burial remains one of our greatest prehistoric mysteries. Whatever the truth, the flower burial lingers as a haunting vision of care. In this act, grief became more than instinct. It became the first whisper of belief. Burial was more than protection. It was story. Symbols painted death with meaning beyond survival. Objects became offerings, gifts for a journey unseen. The dead were not gone. They had crossed into mystery. In these same caves, humans painted visions of worlds beyond. The flames of ritual reached upward to the sky itself. The heavens became the canvas of belief. Burial, art, and myth, threads of the same tapestry. Here, in the darkness, humanity's first spirituality was born. From Neanderthals to humans, burial became our shared inheritance. Crimson ochre marked the passage of the living into death. Even Homo naledi, deep in South African caves, placed their dead in hidden chambers. Across continents, across cultures, the ritual endured. It grew into monuments, tombs of kings, filled with offerings for eternity. Carved in stone, death became memory and legacy. In the medieval world, graves marked the bond between earth and faith. Even today, we leave tokens, flowers, and prayers at the side of our dead. Across 50,000 years, the act remains unchanged. To bury is to be human. Who was the first to bury the dead? We may never know. But in that act lies the spark of humanity itself. Our fear of loss, our hope for meaning, and our story begins in the grave.